In 1971, a message appeared on a screen that nobody typed. "I'm the creeper. Catch me if you can." It didn't steal money, it didn't delete files, but it changed computer history forever. The year is 1971. Computers fill entire rooms. Only governments, universities, and big labs can afford them. A handful of these machines connect through ARPANET, the experimental network that will eventually become the Internet. Security barely exists. The network assumes every user is trustworthy. Nobody imagines strangers breaking in from across the world. At a company called BBN Technologies, engineer Bob Thomas runs experiments on this new network. He wonders, can a program move from one computer to another by itself? Not a file someone copies, but a program that copies itself and travels. To test this, he writes a small program for the DEC PDP-10 mainframe, running the 10X operating system. He calls it Creeper. Creeper runs on one mainframe. It scans the network for another machine it can reach. When it finds one, it transfers itself over, then removes itself from the original machine. When Creeper lands, it prints a playful message. "I'm the Creeper, catch me if you can." It doesn't erase data, it doesn't steal secrets, but it proves something frightening. Code can move across a network on its own. Creeper starts as a simple traveler. But soon, another engineer becomes part of the story. Ray Tomlinson, the man famous for inventing emails at address. Tomlinson modifies Creeper so it doesn't just move, it replicates. Instead of leaving one machine, it can stay and copy itself to another. This makes Creeper behave like what we now call a computer worm. Now multiple machines show that same strange message, one after another. The network begins to feel haunted. Annoyance grows. Creeper uses disk space and processing power on very expensive machines. Someone needs to clean it up. Tomlinson writes another program called Reaper. Its job is simple: search the network for Creeper, delete it, and then move on. Reaper is, in effect, the first antivirus program, and it is itself self-replicating code. A good virus hunting a bad one. For a moment, the entire story of computer security fits on a tiny experimental network. One program spreads, another chases it. For years, these programs stay inside research networks. Then affordable personal computers arrive. The stakes change. In 1982, a 15-year-old high school student named Rich Skrenta writes a prank for the Apple II. It travels through floppy disks and sometimes displays a poem. He calls it Elk Cloner. Elk Cloner becomes one of the first viruses to spread in the wild on home computers. For many users, this is their first encounter with code that infects a machine without permission. In 1986, two brothers in Pakistan, Basit and Amjad Farooq Alvi, write a program to protect their medical software from piracy. They create a boot sector virus called Brain that infects IBM PC floppy disks. It includes their names, address, and phone number inside the code. Brain spreads far beyond their city. Infected disks travel across borders and oceans. The idea behind Creeper now has global reach, and the world begins to understand what a computer virus can do. By the late 1980s, viruses aren't just jokes or experiments. In 1988, the Morris worm disrupts an estimated 10% of Internet-connected machines, causing real damage and downtime. The pattern is clear. A line of code written by a single person can affect thousands of systems. Security can no longer be an afterthought. Today's malware, ransomware, spyware, state-sponsored cyber weapons descends from the same core idea that drove Creeper. Software that moves and replicates without permission. Modern attacks can lock hospitals, shut down pipelines, and drain bank accounts. The playful "catch me if you can" message has turned into silent, hidden code that wants to stay invisible. Yet the first virus creator wasn't a criminal. Bob Thomas just asked a question. Can code move on its own? Ray Tomlinson's Reaper showed that defenders can also write code that hunts and protects. Every modern antivirus engine carries that same logic forward. The next time your device blocks a threat, remember, it all started with a strange little program on a handful of 1970s mainframes. If you want more stories about the hidden origins of everyday technology, hit subscribe, leave a comment, and tell which invention to uncover next.